we're gonna stick the camera in your face. All right, keep in mind, I only talk to winners. How'd you do? This video wouldn't be possible without MOXFIELD.com. They are the best deck building website on the entire internet. Go make an account. It's free. Give us a follow, and we'll see you out there. I can't wait to see your list. In the car with Veggie. Veggie's behind the wheel. He's been absolutely crushing it. We are on the road to Okotoberfest. After working with Monarch Cards at their Marquesa event in Bellevue, as well as at Tier 1 in Copenhagen, I was so excited to be a featured guest at Okotoberfest. I was excited not just because I was going to be there to cover the event and not play in it, but because Cyrus was going to be there, and I so rarely get to spend time with him. This was a real treat to show up as a unified mental misplay front with my co-host. It was so awesome for us to be there together. Not only that, but this event was so much more than just a cEDH event with my peers. They were raising money for St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital through MTG auctions as well as through some of their sales, and they also had panels, 2 amazing diverse panels, and a cosplay contest hosted by the Immaculate Veggie Wagon. This was such a cool thing to be at, and I had such a blast, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys. This game is hard as fuck. We made it back to the spot. Cube's wheeling. Oh, we're doing cool stuff.
I've never done this before.
Nice, good. Yeah, you have a big derpy card here. Yeah. Melding is so cool. Melding is cool, okay?
Let's go!
Surprise, we're back in the car. It's Friday afternoon. We're on the way to the hotel. We had some breakfast. It's been a slow morning, which means I've been stressing out because when I'm not in action, I gotta be in action. Everybody's stuffing their faces, making sure they're gonna be nice and sleepy before panels and stuff. So we're doing. That's why we're here. This is the space. You can see some notables. We got some content creators there. Then around behind me, we get the Mythic Gaming, more content people. And as we turn around, come out here. So it's a really big space. There's space for vendors and stuff. Friday night before things get started, and the atmosphere in here is awesome. There is just so many people excited to see each other after so long. There's games going on. We're about to do a panel right now. We're really excited about it. I'm going to be up there on that stage doing a panel, but it's just friends as far as I can see, and they're all hugging each other. Everybody's happy to be here. And it's really cool to think that the event hasn't even started yet, the main event, and people are crowding up in here. It's just buddies hanging out, being super rowdy. It's literally everything we want.
Your first place contestant is Isha as Oh yeah.
Alright, before we get to round 1, I want to go over the tournament structure really quickly. Now this was going to be 7 rounds of Swiss, which is absolutely grueling for the competitors because that's before we even start getting to the elimination rounds. Now the elimination rounds would be a cut to a top 40, with the top 8 of that getting buys straight into the semifinals. The quarterfinals would go into the semis, which is 4 4-tops or 4 pods of 4, and then the winner of each of those goes on to the big final round. Cyrus got a board state.
Took game 1, main phase ANNOUNCMENT. Woo! Almost got stopped by a force of vigor on the previous turn. But I ripped a mana crypt off the top.
How did we do round 1?
I was victorious in my first pod.
And was it hard fought? Was it easy claps? How you feeling about it?
Remember when we talked this morning and I said I added an extra card for the Stack C creature nonsense? That card was banger.
Do you mind sharing the spice?
It's Fire Covenant.
Oh, okay, yeah, Fire Covenant slaps.
Yep.
Round 2 is going to start soon. It's off to a slow start. I hope it goes to the right time, but you can see groups of people out here standing, having fun. I'm buying some cards for the cube, looking for some flip cards, looking for meld cards.
turn 2 sad Nas. Didn't get there. Got down to 1 life off the Nas. Tried to struggle to make things happen. Couldn't find it.
All right, we're going to stick the camera in your face. All right, keep in mind, I only talk to winners. How'd you do?
I guess we're not talking.
Oh, rip.
Yeah.
Well, was it like a bad story? Would you just have a bad rap? What happened?
So I had the perfect situation of doing the classic Thrasios thing, where I could play it early. I had a bunch of mana dorks, I had tutors, I had combo piece in hand, turn 1 Dranith, and then proceeded to get hit with opposition agent, a second Dranith Magistrate, a Collector Oof, a Deafening Silence, and I still, through all of that, had the ability to overload a Cycrypt, and the person with 2 cards in their hand happened to have 1 counter spell.
And we got a Rebel eating a sandwich as well, which is very important.
Lost that last round by casting a gamble with 4 other cards in hand. So 5 total when the gamble was rolled. And put the Adnaz right in the yard, right in the bin, right down there.
So I'm going to bring you over to something special over here. We got the creators, and they're all doing a box league. So we got Maeve and Veggie and Nat, and everybody bought boxes, and they're ripping. We got $120 boxes of Commander Legends over at one of these booths, and people are all building absolute animal decks right now. So Cyrus is sitting across from Dio and Charles right now. I am not jealous of sitting down in this seat right now. This is absolute madness in this pod.
Hey, I'm back home. I forgot to record some post-game sections, so I'm just going to do it now from here. I went through casting Adnaz, getting Breach, doing the things.
How we doing?
We're doing it. We're 2-1-1.
Okay, that's something. You took the last one, yeah?
Yeah, I understand I need 1 more point. So a draw or win anywhere in the next 3 rounds will get me into elimination play.
Easy. You got that.
I hope so.
So was the last round like hard fought, or was it easy claps?
Easy claps, man. First position, my opening hand had turn 1 Esper Sentinel, turn 2 Ristic. Never even needed the Ristic. We just
drew into people people are playing greedy.
Well, the Esper Sentinel, 2 of the players had to feed it. It found me Dranith Magistrate, and then I drew Cavern, and I just Cavern of Souls Dranith, and then the next turn cycle got me Ranger Cap, which also came through the Cavern, and then the next turn cycle found me Adnaz and the 4-mana Ritual, Calling the Weak. And we just went to the turn and pop Ranger Cap, easy Nas. See you later, everyone.
Beautiful. Well, congratulations.
Never cast a counterable spell the entire game. It was great. Yeah.
Thumb Gang, Scoop Phase. How we doing?
Oh, we just had a banger of the last game. So they put me with the adults, the good players. I'm the 2-1, and instead of drawing, I was the one who said, let's play it out. I was in first seat, so I'm like, what could possibly go wrong? Nothing. It was the most insane 2 turns of Magic I played. Turn 1, Krark Sakashima. Turn 2, Mystic Tutor into Jessica's Will for 10 mana. Game over. Let's call it. I made 9 Krarks.
This game starts. Tropical Magic player casts a Gitaxian Probe on the Niv Mizzet player, who hands them a hand, and they go, huh, this is 8 cards. Judge! And there was just like 3 or 4 more judge calls throughout the game. Judge! Stuff just kept happening. I knocked over an opponent's top card of library when I was going to draw. Like, all sorts of stuff just kept happening. But anyway, eventually the Tandem Lookout comes down. In response to Niv, I'm able to march a Swirling Miss. But I used my interaction there, which obviously I kind of had to, but that opened a window for the TNT player to get a Ranger Captain down. And then I think next turn they sacrificed it. They won. It was a good game, and it was the last one of day 1.
Oh no, the shame. I already made it, so I'm cool with losing. I mulliganed to 5. I was trying to do some fancy stuff. Trying to aggressively mulligan in seat 1 against Brian Colwald. What am I going to do? Look like an idiot? Absolutely.
Heard you clapped up Scoop Phase.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I talked our our table mate into clearing the Krark. That was that. Scoop didn't do much else that game. No offense to Scoop, he just didn't have his engine online.
Yeah, he said he aggressively went to like a 5 and it just didn't pay off.
I went to 5-2. I don't want to hear his excuses.
Savage. So that puts you at what right now?
3-1-1.
Okay, all right. 3-1-1's no joke.
Should be locked for top 40, which means I can bash for points. I got nothing to lose. Going for that top 8 bye in the elimination rounds.
How about you? You doing good?
Yeah, I just woke up 2 minutes ago.
So we got Hazazon on the bottom left there and Koval on the top right. And it looks like Hazazon's putting in work right now. We do have a Dranet. We do have a live dockside here on this one. We got a Cradle out there. But Dranet's putting in work is my guess. And Koval's not looking so hot. So he's sitting there with his arms crossed. But this looks like a tight board state for sure.
Forgot to get the commanders from last game, from round 6. It was 2 blue farms and Faldorn, which was cool. I was going second, and I took it, making us 3-3. First time with Displacer Kit and stuff. So I got to do all the Blink and Tvesh, draw a ton of cards. Hella good, 3-3. Here we go.
We're here with resident cEDH goblin comedian.
Yeah, fair enough.
Ian, I heard you took that game down. I saw the handshakes, and I saw you run your hand through your hair like that, like fully,
Yeah.
like take like a weight was off your shoulders. What is your record right now?
4 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw.
That's up there for sure. That's up there.
Yeah.
So I think Spleen just said he's 4-2-1.
Yeah.
So big fucking surprise. Cyrus got the bye this round, so
Nice.
Cyrus is 4-3.
Hell yeah. Nice.
We were like,
That's a wild. Usually they give it to people in like a really bad spot. That's a wild person to give a bye to. What?
I have no clue.
There's a chance he just skips the quarterfinals because of that bye. That's wild, man.
So I was told that I got this bye because Squirebot doesn't like to repair people against people that they've already played against in the Swiss, and everyone with around the sort of number of points that I had already played against, or they were all spread out among the tables in a way that there was no table for me, I guess. I don't know. I'll take it.
So is there only the three rounds left at this point?
Yes. So this is the last round of Swiss. Then there's quarterfinals. So the way it works is the top 8 goes right to the semis. Then the last 24 players, no, the last 32 players, excuse me, fight for the last spots in those last pots. The last 8 spots, right? Because it's 4.
Yep.
I literally figured this out last night. I'm sitting there like slamming my head on the table. I'm like, how does it make sense?
In second place with 21 points, Miran. In third place with 21 points, Charles Bear 917. In fourth place with 21 points, Blade Face. In fifth place with 21 points, Comedian. In sixth place with 20 points, Cyrus. In seventh place with 17 points, Bosch and Roll. In eighth place, separated by 1 win percentage point, Georgetown.
Here we go. We got scoop phase.
Thumbs down.
Oh, thumbs down.
That's all right. That's all
We're
right.
gonna talk about it though. We're gonna make you relive every moment.
That's
okay.
fine.
That was your top 40 match.
Correct, yeah.
How are you feeling?
Exhausted, but it was a well-deserved game. The game was great. It wasn't a blowout. Everyone did their thing, so I'm pleased with my placement. It was a great time. We've had all good games. All games were great. I had a great time. I don't care if I win or lost. I got top 40. Good enough for me.
What was the pod?
So it was myself going first.
Yep.
Timna, oh my God.
Timna Tana?
Timna Crom. Timna Crom, and then Ukima Kaiser, Food Chain.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
The winner was the second Blue Farm deck.
Okay.
So basically, I was first. I went mulligan to 4.
I don't want to hear his excuses. Brutal.
And it doesn't matter because I'm still up here.
Yep. Still showing people that Clark and Sokka can do it.
I'm still up here, top 40. Y'all can do it too.
How are we feeling about that one? Ian confirmed piece of shit, like you're mad at him forever now?
Oh yeah, for sure. Just, I mean, no, I can't be mad with the start I had, like, I can't be mad with anyone else getting lucky. So, it was a good game. It was a fun one. Had a lot of wild moments for how short of a game it was.
Yeah, for how short the game was,
Ian's obviously a great player and fully deserves to move on to the finals.
We heard you guys hooting and hollering from way down there. So it's good to know that everybody was having a good time in that one. It looked like a real... I was pointing it out while I was on the camera. I was like, that pod is an absolute terror storm.
Oh, it was a banger.
Like, that's one of the strongest pods I've ever seen in my life.
It might be the single most intense pod I've ever played in terms of, like,
just huge
actions
skill,
per short period of time.
How did the match go?
It was shaping up differently than it ended.
Okay.
We were sinking in for a mid-range game, and then I was able to just yank it out with a Ranger Captain.
All right, awesome.
Yeah,
was it like a surprise?
Thank you. A little bit. I mean, I had a Fiend Artisan, and they were like joking about me tutoring out stuff, but then I got a Ranger Captain, and I'm tapped with it. So I tapped it, tutored, and then Thor.
Was it a fairly balanced game the whole way through, or was it like...
Up until that point, it felt balanced. He was a little bit behind, but he tried to, put a Tibetan plant in one, so...
Got slapped.
Yeah, kind of deserved it, but, that was brutal.
Top 16.
Top 16.
How about it, huh?
Yeah.
Who would have thought? Is that what you thought?
No, not at all. I thought I'd maybe win a game. I was going to be really stoked on 2 wins.
Yeah, well, congratulations.
Thanks.
How are you feeling about the weekend overall?
Great. This is the most, Magic I've gotten to play in a very long time.
Yeah.
So played Magic, had fun, played a deck I really enjoyed playing. Got to keep one of those super fire hands in the pod, and then got totally blown out by my bird
Just
trap.
got mega punished. Wow. My bird trap turn 1.
Yeah, I tried to go Rite of Flame, Jeweled Lotus, Tevesh.
Okay.
And that's 3 spells.
That's 3 spells. That's what it says. No spells. This is the last pod left in this room. And the room is filled with competitors. Everybody's talking about the matches. Everybody's talking about games this weekend. It's been an absolute treat, an absolute pleasure to be here. After this round ends, we've got one more game to finals. Top 4, you absolute mad lad.
I can't think. I'm so tired. My brain is mush. I just killed all 3 of my opponents with combat damage, non-commander combat damage.
Nice.
All 3 of them died from me turning a creature sideways.
We're gonna look down here.
Yeah, look at the life pad.
We're gonna show this off here. This is the life pad that says grind.
Is there a way to shortcut this so that we can improve the use of
I mean, I can pick up my deck and show you the Oracle.
Can we do that? That's correct.
Okay.
You guys like to use my damage? Alright.
Do it. Okay.
Ian, congratulations on top 4.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
How are you feeling right now?
Pretty tough. That was a tough loss. We were discussing me responding to the mana drain to the Cyclonic Rift because I was like, I can't even cast my commander right now. I'm not going to be able to stop Brian when he's going to pop off. Trevor who I'm not sure if anyone saw, Brian wrote down Angel's Grace, had Angel's Grace in hand, said, I think I can take care of it. Unfortunately, Brian's a brilliant player and sequenced that in an insane way.
Unreal.
Yeah, so not only did he have to get through the fact that there was an Angel's Grace in play, also I pointed out, because I was trying to get Brian to not combo off that turn, that even the Angel's Grace happened, he could mill us all out and it wouldn't matter because the Hermit Druid player could just flash back a Memory's Journey, which is not normally like information I'm trying to tell the opponent trying to win, but I was hoping it would pull the wind out of his sails just enough to make him not go off that turn. He's still breach in hand, right? I mean, I'm not telling him to like give up his wins forever, but I was hoping we could grab another turn for the table. Didn't work out.
And I could see watching him when you said about the Hermit Druid, you could see the gears shift over one in his head, and he was like, okay, I'll just go by a different line and sequence it differently.
I mean, he's a brilliant player, right?
Yeah,
like,
it was wild.
It's tough. I mean, it was a hard-fought game. There was a million decision points there, so everyone played super tough and did a really good job.
I was absolutely bugging out at the intense level of play, the level of seriousness you guys were putting into each play, and the level of levity that you guys were putting into it at first. And of course, like that was at the beginning when it's like, oh, jokes, ha ha ha.
No, literally between each spell, it was like cracking jokes about like, the whole time I had
Exodia jokes and stuff, the delay jokes. It was just one thing after another. So that was really cool to see. Wyatt, congratulations on top 4.
Thanks.
How are you feeling after that?
Tired as hell.
Yeah, me too. Honestly, you guys kept it entertaining during that game, and the gameplay was so tight that it was almost impossible not to just be like riveted to it.
Yeah, everybody kept it really close to the chest, and I think the jokes were really helpful because it was a long game.
It was a long game, and the jokes,
tired.
They really help kind of break the tension in a way that keeps the game similar to how the games have been all weekend. Everybody has said, I'm so glad to be here. Everybody's being so polite. Everybody's being so fun. And this game was exactly... It was along those levels, except just got a little bit tighter towards the end. Those last 20 minutes when there were 2 big spells that were being fought over, that's when it got serious. But otherwise, it was just exactly in the spirit of what we would want to see out of a cEDH game.
Towards the end, everybody was getting tired, and I feel like we could have communicated a little bit, but I don't feel like we were ready for him to just, snipe it. The communication at that point, like, it probably would have been good for us to like make a plan.
Yeah, everybody's got a plan till they get punched in the face, right?
Yeah. Well, the Crom was punching one guy.
Yo, unreal. Trevor, you were on the very top of that list all weekend.
All weekend.
Congratulations on an extremely successful weekend.
Yeah. Now I know I look like I punted at the end there, but I had reasoning.
Yep.
And you might not have seen the Angel's Grace in my hand, but once that was my plan. I was hoping he would just go for it, but he kept it tight, played it the right way, prevented me from Angel's Gracing and getting a free win out of him.
Yeah, Ian said that the sequencing was just like flawless. That's really what did it there. Brian took one look at the Angel's Grace and said, okay, time to play it this way instead, and that's what came of it. Overall, though, I think the game itself and the attitudes behind it was just absolutely incredible. I could see that point of like those 1 a.m. games where everybody's just delirious, everybody just gives up all pretense of like, okay, we're just gonna roll with it, like everything's fun here.
Now that's classic Commander.
Yes, exactly. Brian, congratulations.
Thanks, man.
How you feeling?
I just said on the main channel, I'm an empty husk. I am bones. The entire primate part of my brain is gone. It's the lizard part doing the functioning. I'm just a brainstem with legs.
Congratulations on a well-fought game. We were talking about you taking a look at that hand, the Gix Probe play, and seeing the Angel's Grace, and I could see it was like shifting gears in a car. You were just like, okay, I'm going to move from one plan right over to another.
I'm pretty deep on Blue Farm. I know that's a thing people do. I had not seen his list, and seeing that card, like I was rolled up every other way, and just that card was like, well, what's in here? And I'm not a Neoform deck, but
yep,
1 + 1 is 2.
It really was pretty cool to watch you just kind of like, okay, I'll pivot the plan and sequence it so that you can't really be messed with. It was really cool.
Yeah, I needed them to just forget that the Grand Abolish is in my deck, and they did. If anyone had Angel's Grace to responded in Neoform, I don't know, we'd be here another hour and a half.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
Genuinely don't know what I would have done in that spot. I'm not going to spend any brain power on it. Didn't need it, but yeah, that was great.
I'm so grateful to be a fly on the wall in this room and see everybody having not a kitchen table Commander experience, but like something that was a much more personal feeling. It was really cool to see that.
Yeah, we were goofing. I consider all 3 of those gamers friends now. We had an intense experience together for, I don't know how long that was. Felt like 6 hours. It's probably closer to 1. We were joking around when it was appropriate. We were tightening up when it was appropriate, keeping the game state clean between us, and being helpful in game, like, hey, you're dead if this happens.
Yep.
And they talked me through that dealing with Fiend Artisan. Like I tutored for Cycrift. Then the next turn cycle, I tutored for Lords of Plowshares. They were playing my cards to make sure the table didn't die, and it's a group effort to get through there. And I think just fatigue at the end of the line, that Cyclonic Rift just killed the table. And like I was looking at the Cyc Rift in my graveyard, like wish I had that. And someone else did it for me, tutored for it no less. So
it was really cool to see. I don't know quite how to word it, but there's this new kind of influx of players who are grinders, who are from other formats coming into cEDH, and you've definitely put a star on the map for that contingent. So congratulations on that representation.
Yeah, I want to be careful to group myself in with anyone specifically. I do
of course.
Talk to that group. I do talk to the enfranchised group. Like I want to flow with everyone. Shout out to Matt Sperling, of all people, Rivals Pro League member the last couple of years. He's probably one Pro Tour top 8 away from a Hall of Fame induction. Like, extremely powerful wizard. Been into cEDH for like a month. Got his first real games in at Magic 30, and I changed 4 or 5 cards in my list, which is a significant chunk in an EDH.
Yeah, absolutely.
Based on some of his suggestions just coming out of the gate, and every single one of them was just, all of them that I adopted. He has some wild ones out there, but I hybridized his bold new ideas with what I know about the format, and the 4 or 5 pieces I took from him were all bangers. And thank you to, after Alan was the first to invite me on a stream and got me hooked, and I think about that first game we played so long ago, and like your boy just came in a little hot. We got a little choppy, a little not toxic, but like bravado, and like the karate chops at each other, and and at the end, like, yo, that was fun. And I love that mentality, and just really brought me into the format.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go. I'm wrecked as well. Thank you so much for tuning into that. This is Alan, Mental Misplay, here on behalf of MOXFIELD, signing off. This event was such a blast from start to finish. Monarch always puts on a good show, and this was no exception. It was so great to see all of my peers from the content and cEDH community, to see Brian Koval take home some sick dubs. I got so much footage, I can't believe we managed to condense it down to half an hour, and they raised so much money for St. Jude's. This was an incredible event, and I can't wait to go to the next one. The big question is, where do you guys want to see me go next?